And now it's Jack Sinfield that gets us underway here at Stanley. I'll just quickly run you through the teams for this evening's game, starting with the Rhinos. At fullbacks, number 1, Miles Harrison. On the wings are AJ Taus and Mackenzie Turner. Centres are Will Gattus and Max Simpson. In the halves, Alfie Edgell partners Jack Sinfield. And then moving into the forwards, Joe Hurd and Nathan Sneer. The props, Corey Johnson, the only first teamer in the forwards as hooker. And then into the back row, we've got Joe Gibbons, Toby Warren and Ollie Field. On the bench, Bailey Aldridge, Danny Salkeld, Ethan Spear and Jake Higgins. Moving over to this evening's opponents, Wigan. At fullbacks, Amela Hanley. On the wing is Abbas Miski and Jacob Douglas. The centres, Ben O'Keefe and Alex Sutton. And then the halves, Kieran Tyra and Logan Astley. Into the forwards, Jack Bibby and Toby Brannan. And the props with Brad O'Neill as a hooker. And then the centres, the second rows and loose forwards is Cavan Rothwell, Junior Nsemba and Joe Shorrocks. On the bench for Wigan, Tom Forber, Max Wood, Harvey Hill and Adam Jones. So nice opening set from Wigan to get themselves down to the Leeds' 20-metre mark, and now Leeds get the ball back from the tap with Mackenzie Turner. That's Simpson, speedster, scored 2 tries for the under-18s last week against Newcastle Thunder. Plays the ball. Now it's with Field, short pass onto Joe Gibbons. The 2 Weatherby Bulldogs players, combining both of them, came through the Rhinos Scholarship and Academy after playing their junior rugby at the Bulldogs. That was Snee. Good strong drive, getting Leeds towards halfway. Sinfield kicks into the backfield, looking for Hanley. Hanley looks to have that nice and comfortably and does so. Picks it up 5 metres from his own try line, returns it back for Wigan. So this game's set to be a mega clash between these two sides. It was Wigan now. Start their set with Abbas Miski, one of a couple of first teamers in the squad for the Warriors, after signing from London Broncos in the off-season. Now O'Keefe tries to break through the line. Nothing doing and gets Wigan to halfway. Now Shorrocks, short pass. Off to Jack Bibby. Tries to return it. It's met by Corey Johnson, Joe Hurd and co. O'Neill. For Tyra. Now out with Hanley. Tries to put a bit of footwork on. Simpson does really well, to be fair. It's a great tackle from the Rhinos centre to get the full-back down. Force him back a couple of metres. No penalty there given against Sinfield. Gets it back for Tyra, who puts a high bomb up. Looking for Taus. It's a nice take from the youngster on loan from York City Knights. One of 3 players to have joined the Rhinos on a month-long loan from the Knights, including Miles Harrison, who now returns the ball here for Leeds. Toby Warren as well in the second rows, also from the Knights. Now it's Gattus. Another had a brilliant game against Newcastle with 4 tries in a feature game. Absolutely fantastic from the centre. Now it's Hurd. Drives the ball back. Leeds 40 metres away from their own line here with Sinfield. Tries, goes at the line. Decides not to pass, takes it himself. It's a heavy contact. It's Nsemba and Brannan there. Now they get it back to Corey Johnson. Nice booming kick down, an easy take in the end for Hanley, who sends it wide. This is Miski looking for a gap on the edge. Nothing there quite yet for Wigan in these early stages. O'Keefe, flat pass, gets it off to Astley. Nice drive, well met by Leeds, and almost a half chance there for the Warriors. And Nsemba cuts back across the infield. It's a big unit, the second rower. One of those players you've definitely got to watch out for today in tonight's game. Miss pass there, well picked up though by Cavan Rothwell. He manages to get Wigan a few more metres on the 4th. And now Wigan, forward again with Shorrocks. Forward, short pass onto Brannan. Shouts a forward around me. And it is given as a forward pass by the referee in the end. Good opening stages here for this game. Only 5 minutes played and already you can tell this is going to be Nothing short of a classic. Leeds coming off into this game off the back of that defeat to St Helens 2 weeks ago. Looking to put right some wrongs from that game as Simpson drives that ball forward. Just shy of the 40. Corey Johnson stands, tries to marshal the troops. That's where he wants to go. Steps out of dummy half and gets the penalty. Clever from the hooker to get the penalty here for Leeds. Sinfield kicks over to the sideline, gets out of the play. Getting Leeds that little bit closer now. Simpson taps, gives it to Johnson. Now it's Hurd. Steps back on his inside, goes straight into the contact of 3 Wigan men. Leeds edging closer now. Now Johnson onto Warren. Good pass for the loose. Forward to get those few metres shy here now. Leeds 10 metres shy. That's Sinfield onto Edgell. Tries to get out the back to Harrison. He's chopped down by Miskey and Brad O'Keefe, and that's a fumbled pass there from Leeds. It's Nathan Snee who raises the hand. Corey Johnson just is looking to inspire his men, give them some energy. Make sure those heads don't go down this early on. As I said, played under 10 minutes. That was really the best chance Leeds have had so far. As Wigan come forward with Jacob Douglas. Wigan again with Sutton this time, just looking to go through the motions early on in the tackle count here. Nice pass to Shorrocks, who gets that short pass, gets straight into contact though. Good defensive effort from the young Rhinos here. O'Neill, short, Brannan tries to get a break down the field and does so. It's a great ball for the prop. He gets a few more metres, beats Johnson, immediately put down though by Taus, who comes off that edge really well, and Gattas too. And now it's Astley moving the ball out wide now with Rothwell, beg your pardon. On the 5th tackle now, what can Wigan do here? It's Tyra. Short pass, they're not going to kick it, they're going to go for the power play, but it's chopped down by Alex Sutton in the end. And on one hand, well, from a Leeds perspective, they prevented the try, but if you're a Wigan fan, you'd say at the same time that's a pretty good place to turn the ball over. I'd be pretty happy if I was the Wigan head coach there. Puts Leeds in a difficult situation to try and get out of here. With Hurd. Now plays it for Johnson. That's AJ Taus with his first proper carries of the game. Interesting to see how he gets on out there in the middle of the field. Now with Hurd. Big carry from the man who captained the Rhinos reserves on their return against Bradford a fortnight or so ago. Now Gibbons. A lot of rugby heritage in his family, Joe. His dad and uncle, obviously, former players for the Rhinos, and his brother, David, is obviously at the Hunslet as well, as Leeds now with the set of 6, or the set restart, I should say, and then back that set of 6 now. It's with Hurd again. Drives Leeds well over the 40 now. Johnson waits. Slick pass. Sinfield drops the shoulder, gives it to Harrison. Tries to get back on his inside. Does really well there to beat Tyra, and then wins the penalty for a head-high tackle. I believe that's Rothwell that's the man at fault. As Sinfield kicks over to the sideline. And Leeds will start their new set 15 or so metres, I'd say, away from the try line. Sinfield. Johnson gives it on to Taus, who's cut back off that edge, looking for the ball, AJ Taus. I quite like that from the winger. He's wanting that ball, wanting to get his hands on it. It's good to see. As now with Leeds, with Johnson, nice little wraparound play. Gives it to Edgell. Could be a try on here. No, it's not. Really close there for Leeds. Looking like great movement between Johnson and Edgell. But that final pass just didn't quite have enough. And it just falls shy of the clutches of Will Gattis. But promising signs yet again from Leeds. Just trying to inspire themselves to get into this game. Definitely had the better situations in this opening 10 minutes. As Wigan now, ball back in possession. And the ball's really gone out of play. Yeah, it's been really relentless so far in this game. It's O'Keefe with that carry. Gets the ball away and Semba picks it up, but it's a knock on. And Leeds just get what they deserve. A brilliant turnover, brilliant defence. You can see the boys clapping each other on the backs. It'll be really promising for Chev Walker to see that team spirit. So some of these lads coming into the game off the back of that big performance against Newcastle Thunder last week, that 52-8 win. They're really inspired for this as Sinfield gives it on for Harrison. There's a nice bit of space out wide. Looks to fend away from O'Keefe and does so. Harrison's still with the ball. Gets in the middle, there's a little juggle. It comes free. And now it's a knock-on in favour of Wigan. Difficult opening start to the set. It looked really promising, actually, the way that Harrison tried to open up that space out wide. Maybe could have given the ball to Mackenzie Turner. We know how much of a speedster he is. Instead, made the wise decision actually to fend away from O'Keefe and come back across, back in field, but just lost that ball at the crucial moment. And Wigan will start their new set 10 metres from their own line. O'Keefe. With the first, gets Wigan to just that 20, as you can see. Now it's Miski again. Difficult player to tackle. He's a big unit. Expect the man wearing number 5 to be one to watch out for, as that's a great piece of defence there from Leeds. And they also get the ball away, and now it's a knock-on from Wigan again. Rapturous applause from those around us. We're really happy with how Leeds now with another opportunity to try and build something here. We're not even asking for a try. If it just a solid set would even do. Leeds in that very nice pink kit. You're not going to miss them tonight, are you? As Simpson now looks for Turner, finds Turner. Great look cut back inside of Jacob Douglas. And he's just stopped there. Sinfield onto Johnson. Short pass back on his inside for Nathan Snee. Big carry from the prop. Great team back out on the field too. As now Leeds push that ball right. Edgell tries to find a gap. Well moved up though by Logan Astley. Get in the way of the halfback. No one knows what he could have done there. Johnson, Sinfield, nice little grubber kick looking for Gibbons, and it's a great try. It's the opening try of the game for the Rhinos. And it's Joe Gibbons, the scorer. Brilliant kick from Jack Sinfield. Spotting that space behind. Noticed that the Wigan line had rushed up. And Gibbons pushed people out of the way. Made sure he was the first to the ball. It's a great opening try for the Rhinos. So it all came from that error from Wigan, from Alex Sutton, I believe. Just losing that ball under pressure from AJ Taus and Gattis. And Leeds just showing that finesse to strike. Nice play of the ball initially from Johnson to move the ball over to the right. Bring it back left. Sinfield. Beautiful grubber kick. Finding Gibbons, and it's Sinfield that does add the extras. And after 15 minutes or so, it's Leeds Rhinos 6, Wigan Warriors 0. So it's a tough start for the Warriors, who've only played one reserves game, but it was a convincing one against Hull FC. Won that game 42-10 on that occasion. As it's Hanley that gets the restart away, well taken by Edgell. It's back for Hurd with that first carry for the game, of the half even. Or even of the set, maybe. Now it's Field, one of the players that returned to the reserve squad against St Helens in that defeat, looking to turn Leeds' favours round as Gibbons just back himself up, the try scorer Joe Gibbons, towards the 40. Leeds in a commanding position here, 6 points to 0. Field again for the second time in this set, he's making a few more metres to get Leeds ever closer. Sinfield gets the ball for Edgell. Nice little movement here. Finds Gattus. Defenders in front of him, and Wigan's attack moves up well. Marshalled by O'Keefe and Miskey. Make sure he gets to that. Gets to the Leeds man. And Sinfield on the 5th gets the ball away. Finds a bit of grass as well. It's well taken by Douglas. Leeds' line defence is not brilliant at catching the winger, who then is allowed to make even more metres post contact. Something that Chev Walker will want his side to sort of crack down on as we move into later into the game. And now it's a penalty for the Warriors. It'd be disappointing for Chev Walker after the way that his players have started the game to give away a silly penalty like this and let the opponents back in. Definitely be disappointed. But Wigan looking to counteract that try from Joe Gibbons. So move to this right hand side. It's Bibby. Nice strong carry from the prop. Gets Wigan over the 30. Closing in on that 20-metre line. Wigan posing a threat here for this Leeds defence. Shorrocks gives it on to Astley, tries to open the space on the edge. That's a good tackle in the end from Edgell on and Sember. And now Wigan get that ball out wide, and it's an easy try. It's a walk-in for Abbas Miskey. Clever play from Brad O'Neill. Gets that quick pass away to Astley. Keeps that ball moving. And they find the winger, who cannot be stopped from that close range. It's an easy try. It's a walk-in for the winger. Leeds Rhinos 6, Wigan 4. With kicks to come, obviously. Just like with Leeds' early try, it all came from the penalty given away when Wigan were back on their own 30, looking and would have had to kick deep. They would have had to kick from deep. But instead they were allowed to then kick it over the sideline for the extra 10-15 yards or so. And then put them in prime striking range for Leeds, for themselves even, to mount an attack. And Miskey's the man to score. He scored a hat-trick against Hull in that big win. As Wigan look to make 4 into 6, but are unable to. So on the 20-minute mark, it remains Leeds Rhinos 6, Wigan Warriors 4. It was Hanley with the missed conversion. So Leeds, how do they react to their opponents getting that try? Sinfield gets us back underway. It's a big carry, big.
Oh, well done, Leeds.
Big shout goes up as the Wigan man runs back into contact. Toby Brannan it is. It's now Jack Bibby, one of the men that got Leeds, that got Wigan so close. That try line earlier on in the build-up to the try. Shorrocks, short pass for Nsemba. Shorrocks is definitely a man to watch today. He's Going to cause a lot of problems for the Leeds defence. Got a lot of experience, both for Wigan's academy, reserves, also out on loan at Newcastle too, as Hanley. Allowed to play on an extra set even. But there comes up the mistake, which is brilliant, and Harris is there to take Leeds. Just a Sinfield. It's a Turner who's just stumbling to the ground. It's not great from the winger. Just faltering here, Leeds. Need to get themselves back in the rhythm they were showing earlier. Taus with the carry. There's now Johnson. Tries to spot a gap out dummy half. Chopped down by Shorrocks. It's a big hit from the loose forward, but Johnson in some considerable pain here. Under that tackle from Shorrocks, the shout's gone up. He's in some pain here, Corey Johnson. We're just going to take a break from comms while Johnson receives treatment from the Rises medical staff. So it's great to see Johnson making his way from the field. We hope it's not too serious for the hooker. He usually receives treatment from the medical team. And we're back on the way, and there comes an error from Wigan early in the count. It's not really the way you want to bounce back from that. That's from Leeds even, sorry. And now Wigan coming forward now with Ben O'Keefe. Bailey Aldridge now on the field for Leeds in the place of Johnson. But Leeds now meeting that tackle from Brannan. Oh, that run from Brannan even. It's Jake Higgins who's made his way out onto the field wearing that number 17 jumper. And a great offload as well here for Wigan. Allowed to play on the bounce. Brad O'Neill driving that ball forward now for the Warriors. I can suspect something looming here for the men in cherry and white. As Nsemba chopped down again. Edgell doing really well on the second row. It can't be easy on him. As now with Astley kicks towards the in-goal area. It's taken by Harrison, who's brought down his own in goal, and it'll be a goal line dropout here for Leeds. Just to note as well, the tackle on Johnson has gone down as well. The referee has signalled that it has gone on report. So Joe Shorrocks being the culprit. But this is another big set in the game for Leeds here. As Sinfield with a booming dropout gets it over the Rhinos' 40, gets it into the arms of Tyra, drops it off for Bibby, who carries that back with some vigour and gets Wigan to start the set on the Rhinos' 30-metre line. Shorrocks onto Brannan. Wigan slowly working their way down here. They do this really well, the Warriors. Now it's Astley. Gives it on the inside to the Miski, the try scorer. He's looking for something. Looks for a pass even. And even gets an offload away to Astley. Drops it back inside. No, he doesn't. He keeps on going. Excuse me. It's Tyra that's got the ball. Finally gets it away to Douglas. Can he drive his way to the line? No, he can't. He's just short here. The Wigan winger. Panic stations here for Leeds. Astley gets it off. Shorrocks fends away from field. Gets it away to Hanley. Ball over the top. Looks for Ben O'Keefe. And the winger at the centre even scores in the corner. And Wigan have a reply. 2 tries in 2 minutes. Makes it Wigan Warriors 8. Leeds Rhinos 6 with a kick to come. Back-to-back sets are always tough to defend. They require a lot of resolve, and Leeds look to show it there. The way that Miski cut back across the field and got the ball away. Playing on the second play turn to Tyra. They're just trying to keep the ball moving, and Leeds' defence did really well to hold them out, but and with so many men sliding across to tackle or make those tackles, it just left that gap out wide. And I mean, granted, Towson, Gattis did pretty well, just couldn't get the centre downers. That's a second conversion missed from Hanley. Leaves a score at Wigan Warriors 8, Leeds Rhinos 6. He's not got his kicking boots on tonight as a mailer. Been disappointed with his kicking display so far, but nevertheless his side still lead 8-6 here at Stanley. It's brilliant to be back here as well. Just to note, after obviously the COVID pandemic and the Rhinos playing their games up at Headingley, it's always great to bring Academy Rugby, Reserves Rugby, Scholarship Rugby back to the community roots, and it's always great to be here at Stanley too, as Wigan leading this game 8-6. Now have a bit of wind in their sails. What can Leeds do to disrupt that, you ask? Let's find out. As Brannan keeps on making me to say for Wigan, plays the ball off for Shorrocks. Despite that challenge on Corey Johnson, he's been one of Wigan's biggest playmakers as Joe Shorrocks in this opening few sets. And then Wigan win a penalty. A discrepancy in the tackle there from Higgins, pushing the head into the floor. It's Higgins that's the culprit. Silly penalties that Leeds will have to pay for, whether it's in points or in more defence. As Rothwell, the second rower, driving himself in. Warren does really well, chops him down. Good work from the Leeds second rower, Shorrocks. Flat ball, gives it to Bibby, who's rolling himself downfield at the minute, free of Leeds' defence. They're giving him free rein. As Astley cuts across the field, looks to get it away. It's Tyra again, sorry. It's just unlucky, does really well there. I think that's Jack Sinfield who made the final tackle. There's now Brannan. In front of the sticks now, Wigan. Which way are they going to go? They're going to go left, right. They're going to go left. It's with the hooker O'Neill, who's going to try and wriggle his way over. No, he can't. It's the fifth tackle. It's Rothwell. Good tackle from Turner. And that's going to be a turnover. Brilliant defence from Leeds. Just had a time off call. It's a Wigan man is left on the turf. It is Rothwell who went for it, and he's in a bit of considerable pain too. Managed to sit up though, which is great to see. As again, the club doctors from either side tend to the second rower. So if you've just joined us, it's Wigan that are leading 8-6. Abbas Miski and Ben O'Keefe, that left edge duo, scoring the tries. After Joe Gibbons opened the scoring after a brilliant little kick from Jack Sinfield. It's a great play, brilliant try. But ever since the try, Leeds have just struggled with penalties. Both of the Wigan tries coming from penalties, I should say. And Wigan just been allowed free rein. They've been near the Leeds try line. But granted, there has been some brilliant defence on show from the reserves. Set ahead of a big week. Heading into it for the Rhinos under 18s on another note. They're going to travel to Warrington next week. A couple of these players will be involved in that, I'm sure of it. Travel to Warrington's Victoria Park to take on the Wolves under 18s. And then a week after that, we're at Headingley Stadium, live streaming both under 18s clashes against Hull KR and Wigan Warriors. We cannot wait to bring them live into your homes, onto your phones, onto your tablets, onto your computers, however you're watching. We cannot wait to bring live under 18s rugby to you. Live on YouTube, with commentary from myself. Hopefully get some players involved too. Get some thoughts from the players that are right at the heart of the team. As Rothwell receives a bit more treatment, it looks like another, if it's not a knee, it looks like an ankle. It's good to see as well, if you are wondering, Corey Johnson is sat just below us in the dugout, or the Leeds dugout. He's moving his... Seems okay. I don't think we'll see him again. I think that's for certain. But he managed to get up, and coming from the field is Cavan Rothwell. One Wigan player that has definitely stood out in this opening, or this first half. He was so close as well to scoring. He's only about 5 metres, if that's, away from the try line. But again, Leeds in a difficult area. It's going to be difficult to defend from here. It's going to be difficult to attack, should I say, sorry. Wigan's defence will be tough to penetrate at this range. As Simpson takes the first, met by 2 or 3, and he's driven back a few more metres too. Not made any metres on that gain at all. As now, in with Turner, who's also forced back. Wigan's defence muscling up here. Leeds got to do something. As Gattas tries to spot a gap back inside. That's a better run from the centre. Gets a rapturous applause from the fans on the hill here at Stanley. Turner again. Shouts for a high tackle. It looked a little high for me.
Pick your head up first, lad.
It was Sutton that made that tackle, and Sinfield forced to kick, finds the turf. Hanley's there. A lot of time. Leeds' line coming up now. We're going to catch him just shy of the 20. Instead finds a pass for Douglas, who tries to get himself down the edge. It's well wrapped up there by Sinfield. Simpson there as well. As Sutton gets himself down that touchline, immediately hits the deck. Isn't going to force himself into touch. As now it's Logan Astley. Manages to get the offload away. Great work from the half back to Bibby. I don't think he's had a break in the first half of this prop, and he's still going. Over halfway. Wigan really rolling now. This is going to get dangerous here for Leeds. Shorrocks. Ball back on the inside for Brannan. Good tackle in the end from Hurd. Bailey Aldridge in there as well. And it's a knock on. Leeds get their reward for great defence. It just comes at a good moment as we're just approaching the end of the half. Ethan Spear just below him again and ready to walk out onto the field. Great to see him. One of the players that did have a brilliant performance against the 18s, but what can Leeds create here? In need of a try, if they can create one. Edgell. I'd say Higgins, big carry from the prop. Aldridge urges the prop to get to his feet, urges that quick play of the ball. That's what he's wanting. Gets to Field, onto Sinfield. There's a ball for Gibbons, a try scorer. Gets a bit of go forward, does a second rower. Good work here from the Rhinos. Sinfield. For Aldridge. Nice show and go. Gives it to Warren. There's a nice little drive at the line, the second rower. Nearly broke through. Leeds still go right with Edgell. Gives it to Gattas. Gattas then gets the ball away, but it's a messy offload. And he gets lucky though there, Leeds, that the referee gives the penalty for Wigan being offside. Just get lucky there, Leeds, because there was something on for sure. They're going to get another crack at the whip here. Warren with the carry. Leeds 5 short here. They've gone from being 5 metres short of their own line to 5 metres short of the try line. Poor pass. Picked up well by Harrison. Tries to cut back in field. One of the players that has looked lively in the early stages of the half. Had a lot of defending to do, so I think he'll be happy to be running around a bit more. as Field, wayward pass, picked up by Sinfield. Just swarmed upon by the Wigan defence, the half-back. Now for Harrison, looking for that long pass, out for Turner. He's met by two, and he's taken over the sideline. There's a good attempt there from Leeds, but there's just nowhere for the winger to go, except the sideline. Obviously, there'll be a bit of... So our clocks will be a little bit ahead of the referees because of those two injuries we've had. But Leeds turning the ball over, again in an okay area. Yeah, they'll be wanting to turn it over rather than a scrum. But they can't afford to let another try in this half at all, really. As now. So they come forward with Rothwell. Bibby again tries to throw away Sinfield in the tackle, but the halfback stubborn, won't let go of the man. As now Tyra gives it to Hanley. Nice movement here out wide for, well, it's Adam Jones that's come onto the field. He's wearing the number 17 jersey. There's Wigan moving the ball back across the field. O'Neill gives it to Shorrocks. Now it's with Hanley, gets the ball out for Miskey. Trying to use his short build, just jerking himself around, trying to get out of the tackle any way he can. That's a big kick on the 5th, looking for Turner. Danger here as Wigan come across. I can't see the man, I think it's Sutton that was there challenging for the ball. Turner does really well to reclaim. And now Harrison brings it away for Leeds. Taus. Cuts back on his inside into the tackle of Max Wood, who's also on the field. Another Wigan substitute. Leeds trying their best to work their way out of their own half with Field. I believe Ethan Spears is going to want this next carry. You can see him psyching himself up, but they go the opposite way. Edgell now onto Warren. It's tackled well by Nsemba, and Leeds deep in their own half have to kick. Nsemba moves up on Edgell. It's a daft kick away, really, for Hanley to claim, and there's a bit of space in front of him as well. Loses the ball, gets the ball away, onto Sutton. And Wigan now. Keep on coming forward with Ben O'Keefe. Plays the ball just over halfway. Shorrocks. It's Abbas Miskey. Again, one of the try scorers, Joe Hurd, now in a bit of pain for Leeds here. So he's writhing in pain again. It looks like a shoulder for Gibbons, who's tried to walk back to the line, but finally has to be. The referee calls stoppage in play for the second rower to be taken from the field, and Nathan Snee will come on in his place. Does not look good at all. It's the third injury tonight. You can tell these players really are just throwing themselves at each other, putting their bodies on the line. Well, back to the game. The referee waves play on, and we're underway again. On for Max Wood. Gets Wigan to just beyond the 40. Tyra. So O'Keefe looking to get the offload away again. They're looking for it all night, Wigan. I can't blame them for doing it. Tyra now. Kicks crossfield. Looks for Taus. It's a good effort from the winger to take that high crossfield kick. Not that much wind here, so it's been pretty straightforward. Problem that was a bit over his head. He made the correction nicely and managed to take it. Harrison drops the ball inside for Snee, who's back out on the park. Like I just said, in the place of the injured Joe Gibbons. Now Spear. Big carry from the man wearing 16. One of the more boisterous players in the camp, Ethan Spear. You'll hear him throughout the time he is on the park, for sure. As now, Sinfield falls for another deep kick. Looking for Hanley, finds the turf, Douglas claims. Brings it back for Wigan. Leads his defence up to the challenge to cut the winger down. It's Aldridge and it's Snee in the challenge. Hanley gets the ball away. Wigan playing on the counter. Here comes Miski again. Looking to bounce off the challenge of Towson. Does well, loses the ball though. Initially did well. But at the final moment, just loses out, and Gatta says, I'll take that one, thank you very much. As Leeds with Spear. On the third play of this set, it's to Higgins. Powers himself forward, met strongly by Shorrocks. Does not faze the under-18s player, who was obviously also allowed to play for the reserve side. They get the ball out here for Harrison. Looks to try to get around the challenger O'Keefe. The legs up in the air to make sure that the fullback gets down. Turner. Dodgy pass for Sinfield, who finally gets that kick away nice and high. Looking to force the error from Douglas, who lets it bounce. It's allowed to go over the back of his head. Bounces just shy of the try line. It's a good chase as well from Turner, who just cuts him down metres away from his own try line. There's now O'Keefe again. Made that last chance tackle on the centre. Wigan now play the ball on their own 20. Looking for Wood. And he takes 3 Leeds defenders 5 or so metres forward with him. And O'Neill just chooses kicking deep. He's seen that there's plenty of field to choose, either to his left or to his right. Picks it just shy of Miles Harrison, who picks it up, the young man. And Leeds will begin the set on the 40. Gattas. Like I said earlier, coming into this game off the back of those 4 tries he scored against Newcastle. On the wing, he's on centre tonight, partnering AJ Taus. Spear moving Leeds over the 40. Is there one last roll of the dice here for the Rhinos before the end of this half? Sinfield. Harrison. On for Simpson. It's a quick pass then for Turner. Could have been forward. Turner gets away from 2. Nice bit of space here for Mackenzie Turner. Gets back inside O'Keefe, and Leeds looking to maybe kick their attack off the back of this. Sinfield. Nice little kick into the backfield. Looking for Spear, who follows up on Hanley and hits him hard, but the fullback gets the ball away for Miski. It's definitely been one of Wigan's danger men in this. It's been difficult to tackle the winger, and that is half-time here at Stanley. It's the Warriors that take the lead into the break. They'll score 8-6. Leeds taking the lead early on thanks to Joe Gibbons, but the Warriors came bouncing back off the back of 2 errors. It was Miski scored the initial try, a nice movement down that left-hand side, allowing the winger to score untouched in the corner before 5 minutes later, Ben O'Keefe, after more good work from Miski to get Wigan across the park, Wigan spun it wide and Ben O'Keefe was there to ground it and give his side the lead. The half-time score, Leeds Rhinos reserves 6, Wigan Warriors reserves 8. So the boys running back out here at Stanley. 2 points down at half-time. Wigan Warriors leading 8-6 at the break. Leeds suffering those 2 big injuries in the first half. Corey Johnson going off with a suspected knee injury. Not seen him return out to the bench. I'm assuming he'll stay in there. And Joe Gibbons as well, going off with a suspected shoulder injury. And he has made it out. He's coming down the touchline now. But I don't think he'll be available for this second half. Wigan are out too, so again, we're in for another exciting half of rugby league here at Stanley. 40 minutes away. What can the young Rhinos do here to stop this train that has been Wigan in the first half? We've just forced Leeds to defend too much. Never gave them a lot of the ball since that Joe Gibbons try. They're looking for more of the same, I think. As the referee puts his arm up, the whistle goes, and we're underway with Leeds taking the ball back for the first carry. Captain Joe Hurd taking that ball back in. Apologies, that's Jake Higgins that took that carry, not Joe Hurd. As now, Nathan Snee. Leeds looking and will need an electric start to this first half. They've got to the second half. They've got the players that can do that, to be fair. Look to those outside backs that worked so well against Newcastle. I want some more of the same in this game. Except they've got to deal with people like Abbas Miski, who has been a threat throughout that first half. And Joe Shorrocks too. As Leeds lose the ball there. It looks like Higgins, the ball comes free, but referee's saying it's a strip. And a let-off there for the Warriors. It's for the Rhinos, sorry. A let-off for the Rhinos. Sinfield kicks for the sideline. Very nice. From the half-back, nice and secure. And Leeds get the new set started here. With a nice, strong carry, getting them up to Wigan's 40-metre mark. Snee. Met immediately. Wigan's line speed is allowing Leeds to go absolutely nowhere at the minute. Very quick up off the line. Leeds a bit slower as Edgell gives it to Warren. Nice movement, getting Leeds over the 20. Well done here from the second rower. Good effort. Those metres will matter in getting Leeds to the try line. Edgell works his way across, gives it to Sinfield. This is nice here from Leeds. Harrison gets it out wide for Mackenzie Turner, who has to put on the brakes before skipping back across. Gets it off for Simpson. But the ball's put down, and that's going to be a knock-on given by the referee. To be a Wigan ball, 20 metres from their own try line. A let-off, finally, for the Warriors. It'll be disappointment, I'd say, from Chev Walker and his side. They ended the set in that fashion. There looked to be something on. Mackenzie Turner, I'd back myself with the pace to get around the outside of Douglas. Again, defence holds strong for Wigan. As Nsemba carries the ball forward here for the Warriors. Now with Bibby. 3 Rhinos meeting, but he still manages to make those meters post-contact. Leeds are going to have to really cut down on that in this second half. As Miski now. Big carry from the winger. Plenty of NRL experience as well as English rugby league experience with the Broncos, as we know. There's another injury for Leeds, though. It'll be disappointed if they have to lose another player here. This looks to be a little bit more serious. Unsure of the player that's down at the moment. Taking the time with him, though. It looks to be a neck or spinal injury, the way that Rhinos doctors are treating him. So Leeds really could not do with losing another player here. So early, we've only played 4 minutes in the new half. It's good to see that he's sat up. I believe it's Toby Warren. He's gone down, just getting a double check. The doctor, I think he will have to come off for a check, I'd assume. He's allowed to stay on the field. Must be pretty happy that he's A-OK. And he is okay. So Wigan going to get the game restarted just short of the halfway mark, we'll say. And in fair command after the way that they might not put the points on the board, but in terms of possession and forcing Leeds to defend their territory, they're definitely up on in those stats, I'd say. It's now with Brannan across the field. 3 Leeds tacklers there, Aldridge being one of them. O'Neill out dummy half, looks for Tyra, tries to shape to put it back on the inside to Astley. Nothing's there, and that is the end of the set. I'm interested they didn't look to go for the kick. So Johnson has returned to the sideline out on the crutches, but like I said, we'll not see him for the remainder of this game. As Leeds looking to make a big indentation early on in this second half. It's House back across the field, trying to get himself up to his own 30-metre mark. Aldridge goes out dummy half, a try scorer against St Helens off the back of a great break from Simpson. Saw the hooker get his first try of 2022. I think he'll be really happy with that one. As Higgins now, the big carry straight into the tackle of Brannan and Shorrocks. The man in the middle there for Wigan. Aldridge to Sinfield, gets his head up, looks to go high again. He's trying to see some success by putting those up for Hanley, but it's an easy take in the end for the Wigan fullback, and offloads it then for Jacob Douglas. Gets Wigan a few metres forward though. Leeds really needs to be pinning Wigan back. I wouldn't have maybe gone high, look to go more towards a corner maybe. Restrict that field position for the Warriors. That's Adam Jones, just wriggling and making things awkward for the Leeds defence. Now it's Shorrocks, fends away from one, gets forward a few more, dragged down in the end by Field and Higgins. As now it's Hanley, goes out wide for Jones, gets it for Miskey. It's going to be an easy finish, and it is an easy finish. Straight through the tackle of Taus and Gattas, and Abbas Miskey gets his second try of the game 7 minutes into the new half. It's Wigan Warriors 12, Leeds Rhinos 6 with a kick to come. Yes, again, when you've got a player of Miskey's sort of quality that you know can finish. He's an awkward person to tackle, as I've already said. It was a nice ball from Jones, just to open up the space. Knew that he'd attracted Taus. Gattas tried his best to get back as well, and Harrison coming across. But it's too little too late. And the winger just punches a hole in that defence to get over. And it's Astley that's kicking. It's not even on target. It's well wide of the post. It's Astley that is kicking. So apologies for the first half saying it was Handley. It is Astley that's kicking. But the score remains Wigan Warriors 12, Leeds Rhinos 6. And Leeds really needing to... They're not out of this game though. They're not out of this game. One converted try and they're back in it. Back on level terms. Chev Walker calls more reinforcements. Spear off the field. Danny Salkeld coming on. Stanley Boy knows this field very well. Sinfield gets the restart away again. Wigan almost can... They can't sit back here. Like I said, a converted try for Leeds and they're back in it. For all the possession, for all the chances they've had, Wigan really should have more to show for it. As Astley tries to punch his way forward. It's a quick play of the ball too, and it's allows Toby Forber to just get out dummy half and stretch his legs early on. He's only been on a matter of minutes, I think. Now they get the ball wide on to Jones. Cuts back inside. As now Astley kicks into the backfield. Finds Alfie Edgell, who's moving into that full-back role. Nice and easy for the man wearing number 6. Not to confuse you, of course. As Aldridge onto Warren, shaking off that big hit from earlier on. And looks back to full strength, full fitness. He's ready to go again as Turner does too. Cuts back on the inside. Working Leeds back towards the centre of the field. Sinfield forced to kick long again, and a rushed kick as well into the arms of Hanley. Comes back across the field, gives it out wide, and there's another break on it. It's a great pass, looking for the winger. Douglas, who's tackle. He looks to almost go over the touchline, I think. Could see a flag. No, we're not. He can't be too far away, though. As it's Sutton coming off that edge. The man who took the pass from Hanley to start the breakaway. There's now Wigan with Shorrocks. Big movement here for the Warriors. It's looking dangerous, looking for Bowden again. Forber. Astley with the kick. It keeps coming off the boots of a couple of players. Ricochets off a few. And Taust as well to take a hold of it. Edgell working his way out, but again Leeds in a difficult position here. Trying to work their way away from their own line. It's not easy. They could do with a penalty. Just to ease the pressure that Wigan have just got on them and have had on them. That looks high on Aldridge. And it is high on Aldridge. Just the penalty they were looking for. So Leeds with a bit of a get-out-of-jail-free card, you'd say. And they'll start their new set just over the halfway line. This is more of where Leeds can try and produce something here. Hurd back on the field. One of the men that's going to have to really muscle up and in both attack and defence. Trying to get through those forwards as Field tries to get it away for Warren, who is a little bit too clever there. A point where Leeds really need to be keeping hold of the ball and being clever. It's not really, I think a lot of annoyed the coaching staff that he's done that, Warren. It was not needed at all. Just trying to overplay in an area that really Leeds didn't need to. They need the possession. Yes, it's a long half, but after the pressure that Wigan have put on them in that first half and the way they've started the second, it is. They get lucky that actually it's the second. They get the second knock on. Wigan are the team that have been penalised for the initial knock on for off Warren. So Leeds now. And forward, Salkeld. His first carry out on the park. Getting Leeds just shy of the Wigan 30. Like I said, in need of a try here, Leeds. This is Higgins. Muscles up. Powers himself in at the Wigan line. They're 10 metres out here, Leeds. This is looking good. Aldridge goes down the long side onto Field. Nice flat pass for Warren. Manages to keep his feet, which is a good job from the second rower. And there's a yellow card shown here. I think that's for a late hit. I believe it's Nsemba that is going to the sideline, and the late hit on Field, and it's just coming apart here for Wigan a little bit. So Nsemba will spend 10 minutes in the bin. And Leeds, with the extra man and a full set of 6, you'd expect them to really try and put Wigan to the sword here with Hurd taking the first carry. Takes 3 men with him. Just shy of the line. It's really good here from Leeds. Aldridge looks to his left, looks right, goes right, sends it to Sinfield. Sinfield onto Field, has to step back off his right. 2 men are there. They tackle the loose forward well. Aldridge, Sinfield. This is nice. Edgell can't get the ball away. Wrapped up well by Jones and Miskey on that edge. Big chance here for Leeds. Aldridge, Sinfield, flat pass onto Hurd, who was running back across. Good effort from the prop. You can see them stacking up this left-hand side. They go left. Sinfield, nice movement. It just sits up at the wrong time for Simpson. And he'll be kicking himself that he wasn't allowed to pick up that ball. Allowed it to bounce off the turf. Didn't bounce up into his arms. Bounced up into Alex Sutton. Although Leeds will get the scrum though. The tables are slowly turning here at Stanley. Leeds 6 points behind. And Leeds with, I think it's a third, maybe even a fourth set here in attack. So for all that pressure that Wigan have put on Leeds, this is a real role reversal as Simpson backs himself up towards the line. Aldridge gets ready to play the ball. You can see nice shape here from Leeds, it looks, as Sinfield onto Higgins. Just one up carry into the line, takes 2 men with him and gets a quick play of the ball too here. On for Nathan Snee. She's using the battering ram props here, Leeds, to try and get as close to that line as possible before throwing a bit of shape at them. As Field, the Wigan defence rushes up, he manages to get the ball away for Edgell. It's a nice play, and the fullback does well. The halfback that's moved into fullback, I should say. On for Gattis. So try to come back across. It's good from the centre. A one-up carry. On the 5th now, Leeds. Aldridge tries to go out. Do we have Bailey Aldridge? Is he in? I don't think so. And the referee doesn't think so either. Big effort there from the hooker. Decided to go himself and not throw the ball wide. And granted, he turns the ball over in a great area, but I think Leeds would much prefer the try at the moment to forcing Wigan, or forcing to do more defence, I should say. As the Warriors now coming forward with Tyra. Full set of 6 under the belts, of course, on the 3rd tackle here. As Forber. Short pass for Shorrocks. Again, forever the captain and commander of this team at the minute. Everything's coming through him, it seems. As Astley kicks into the backfield, finds Harrison not chasing, and it manages to trickle out of play. It's good game management now from the Warriors as we approach 20 minutes to go. It's a clever kick, actually, by Astley to buy his players a bit more time. Get the air in the lungs for the forwards, especially. Allow them to go again and just slowly turn the tables once again. I've used that phrase once before, I'll use it again. To just put the pressure back on Leeds, but only ever so slowly. It's a tough place to come from your own 20 when you've got a team that are moving up on you as quick as Wigan are. There's Turner. Up at the line, tackled well by Max Wood. Alex Sutton getting up in his face as well. Now Hurd managed to step out of one. Here's a chance here for Leeds. Managed to get the offload away as well. It's great for Will Gattis, who does really well and then tries to offload when really, again, he should have kept hold of it. And this is a real turn of events here as Wigan now come forward. Miskey. Ball back inside. Hanley. Decides to go at the line himself. Takes 3 players with him and gets a few more metres himself. As now it's Wood. Who's ever closer. 20 metres out here, Wigan. Something foreboding's happening. Tyra Bounces off 2, gets away, moves back out to that right-hand side, looks to dummy. It's a big hit from Warren to put the half-back down. Plays the ball for Sutton. And just puts the hammer down. Works his way just shy of 10 metres here. Wigan really foreboding this from the Warriors. Good play. Here's Bibby. Jack Bibby for the line. And the try's given from the referee. You can't give a man that big, that much space to run back into. And it's a 4th try of the game for the Warriors. Leeds looked so promising coming away from their own line. It looked to be a great offload from Hurd. But as Gattas tried to also take a bit of inspiration and offload himself, just the ball came loose. Wigan back in attack, coming at the line. Tyra with a nice little carry. Before on the next play, Shorrock sets up Bibby to cut back on his inside, and the big prop forward scores on the 20-minute mark to make the score. Wigan Warriors 16, Leeds Rhinos 6, with another kick to come here, and it's a change of kicker. It has now changed. It looks like Astley is now kicking. O'Mara Hanley and Astley swapping shirts. Hanley wearing 7 and Astley has worn 1. And it should be pretty straightforward. He's not too far away from the sticks. And then hits the post, but it goes over just about. Making the score Wigan Warriors 18, Leeds Rhinos 6, and the gap is just getting a little bit wider for Leeds to come back from. 20 minutes to go, anything can happen. But if Wigan are continuing to command territory the way they are, I think Leeds are going to find this last 20 minutes a little bit tough. Sinfield just prepares himself to get going again. Big 20 minutes here for the Rhinos. This could make or break the game, of course. And it's a big carry in the early set from, or the early play in the set from Alex Sutton. And Leeds just can't let the heads go down too much here. They're not out of the game. It's going to be difficult, but they're not out of it. Need to really not show Wigan any respect. They are just letting them come forward in both attack and defence. Shorrock's ball for Astley comes off the hand, back to Handley, but that will be a knock-on off the hands of the half-back.
I'll get it, don't worry. I thought bloody thing away. I remember it. Sergeant, or was it what? Sergeant Clare said, throw that ball now.
So Leeds with the scrum down 35 metres from their own line. It'll be field that will feed. Finds Aldridge at the back of the scrum and then gives it to Miles Harrison with the first carry here for Leeds. A big set this, I'd have to say, for the young Rhinos. The spear back out on the park, met heavily by Shorrocks. Harvey Hill as well, out there as well for the Cherry Whites. Field comes forward well and gets a quick play of the ball too. Sinfield across the line, dummies, tries to go himself. Worked for him last week against Newcastle, doesn't work this week. Wigan are wiser to that sort of situation. And now Spear shows a dummy himself, tries a bit of footwork too. Cut down well by Rothwell. And Sember back out on the field after serving his 10 minutes in the bin too. So Wigan back up to full strength. And that looks to be obstruction there for the Warriors. It is obstruction. It's a silly one as well. Just how Miski got in the way. The challenge, I don't really know. But it's a saving penalty here for Leeds in a great area too. 20 metres from the try line. Now Spear. Drive towards the 10. Leeds. Really need a try here. Really, really need a try here. Sinfield. Gets the ball for Field. Nice movement. Jones comes in off the edge and cuts down the half-back. In the middle of the field now. Hurd. Makes a few more metres. Leeds doing the same again here. Aldridge. For Sinfield. Wide ball. Looking for Turner. Comes back in on the inside, but there's no space at all. There's 3 tacklers there, though. Managed to get the offload away in spectacular fashion. I don't know how he got that one away. And Edgel's there to pick up. Sinfield again. Onto Snee. Another that was played his academy rugby here. Played his junior rugby here at Stanley. Sinfield. Grubber kick straight through the line. There's 3 or 4 Wigan players there to get hold of it, and one does. It's an easy tackle in the end, but Leeds managed to force him back to just between his own uprights, and then it's allowed to break here with Miskey, and he puts the afterburners on, absolutely burns Alfie Edgell for pace, gets away from Warren. This will be a great solo try here for Abbas Miskey if he can get it back on his inside. Can he be stopped? No, he gets the offload away unselfishly, and it's Alex Sutton who scores under the posts. And I think that's game, set and match here for the Warriors. We take the score to 22 points to 6 with just under 15 minutes left. Miskey has been absolutely unstoppable in this game for the Warriors, you have to say. Just too strong for the Leeds defence. You could see the gap open up for him. And then whereas you'd maybe back Alfie Edgell to make that tackle, he absolutely burned him for pace before unselfishly passing inside for his centre partner, Sutton, who's coming back across the field, used the space nicely, and scores under the posts. And makes the conversion a very easy one for himself to convert. So it'd be nice and easy one in front of the post. I'll be happy with how his team have performed, I think, with the Wigan coaching staff. The pressure they've put, not just the points, it's the pressure they've put on Leeds, and just the way that they've restricted Leeds' field position for the majority of the game, really. And it's a simple conversion that takes the score to Wigan Warriors 24, Leeds Rhinos 6. And like I said, I feel like this is game, set and match for the visitors here, who apart from that early try for Leeds, just have absolutely dominated this game. So Leeds again. Sinfield with the restart, down towards Tyra. It's an easy catch for the halfback who can finally sit back. We were saying earlier, if they hadn't have got those 2 tries through Miskey and Sutton, there'd be a slightly different game. It'd be a little more tense, even though they had 3 tries to 1 up. But now, with those 2 converted tries, I should say, the gap's a lot nicer now. Can relax into their rugby now as Nsemba brings the ball forward towards the halfway line. Forber moving the ball nicely here, nice and out wide. Bit of space for Douglas, and there is, because Harrison's coming his inside. It's an easy try again, and that's the 6th try of the evening for the Warriors. So slightly unsure of the scorer, but it was way too easy again. The gap opened up down the edge. Douglas just used his pace, absolutely burn Harrison and Simpson, Turner as well, before then finding the man on the inside with a great ball. And Wigan extend their lead. It's 28 points to 6 as we approach the 10-minute mark. So there's still 10 minutes left to go of this. So Sutton with the slightly harder conversion here. Just off the edge. Steps up. Puts boot through the ball. Let's see if those flags go up. They do not. The score stays. Wigan Warriors 28. Leeds Rhinos 6. That's going to be a tough 10 minutes upcoming here for the young Rhinos. Just cannot afford any more points. A lot of learning points though for this side, who I have to note are a very young team today. Whereas Wigan have got a couple of first teamers in there that are relatively experienced, the likes of Shorrocks and Miskey, especially the two-time try scorer. Leeds' team, the majority, apart from the 3 players from the York City Knights, all homegrown and all under 20 as well, which is a real feat to say they've stayed in this fight. But Wigan coming forward here. Forber shrugs off Sinfield out of dummy half. Looking to just make a bit of room for himself. The hooker, he's come off the bench. As Shorrocks works his way back down the middle for the Cherry and Whites. Astley moves the ball in. Sember looks to move the ball again. It's good work from Field. Quick hands. This is really impressive here from Wigan to keep that ball alive. But in the end, it's Jones that comes up with the error. And Leeds finally get their hands on the ball. So we talk about games on turning points and big moments. Well, that Bailey Aldridge attempt definitely is a big moment. How do you got over? I think we could be talking about a very different game here at Wigan. It was a Leeds knock on, clearly, so Wigan come forward looking for more points. They're not happy with the 28 they've got already. Shorrocks back on his inside. Works closer to the try line. 5 metres away here, Wigan. Looking for another score. Astley, nice shape. Gives it to Hanley. Ball comes off field. And it is a knock-on against the Rhinos. He'll have to defend another 3rd consecutive set. It's been absolutely relentless in the second half. Off the back of the first, the amount of defence, it's been excruciating for some of these players at times, just to be defending that much. There's Wigan. A nice bit of shape here. Astley fends away from one. It's an easy try. It's a really easy try for Logan Astley. Straight from the scrum. Knew he had the pace. Read that the lead centre on that side, Max Simpson, had misread the play. Sat positioned much more closer to the scrum than he needed to be. Just allowed him to throw the dummy, make it convincing, and fend away from the centre to slide in and score. Taking the score to Wigan Warriors 32. Leeds Rhinos 6 with another kick to come. So just over 5 minutes left in the game, and this could turn nasty to say the first half was a really tight contest. It was a really good-looking contest, actually. It could have gone either way. It's just Wigan's second half performance have just blown Leeds out of the water. In a tough evening for the men in pink. I was going to say in blue and amber, but of course wearing the new look third kit this year. And that's a nice conversion from Sutton to take the score to 34 points to 6. So for most of these players, like I said earlier, next up will be an under-18s clash with Warrington Wolves on Saturday the 26th. A chance to right the wrongs of tonight. Granted that this is a reserves game, not under-18s, but a lot of learning curves for a lot of these younger players. That's the real positive to take from it. It's Hill. Drives over towards the 40. Leeds' line speed compared to Wigan's just not as quick. You can see it there. Yeah, we're 5 minutes to go. You're saying, yes, Dan, there's some tired bodies out there. And now Spear goes down. Yes, there are some tired bodies out there, sorry. But you can still show that intent. Wigan have shown it throughout the game. Spear quickly back up on his feet, gets back into the line. And we're underway once again. Astley. On to Adam Jones. Falls on his knees on the 40. Shorrocks. Tyra. Nice. It should have passed. There was a move on there. Well cut down by Aldridge. Good play from the young hooker. He's had to do a longer stint than he wanted to after the injury to Corey Johnson in that first half. But Leeds now, finally with the ball in hand. That's a small positive in itself that they'll have to finally try and play out how they want to. Salkeld wanders that ball into the line. It goes down. Leeds not even making it to the 20 here. Gattas, there's the line speed I was talking about. Wigan just quicker, faster, it's the same word. And just punishing Leeds. As it forced Sinfield to again kick from deep, under pressure from Shorrocks. Ball's going to come down here for Hanley, can afford to tap it ahead with his foot because he's got the time, and Ethan Spear is chasing, but the fullback knew what he was doing, he knew he had the time. And it's a safe collection here. Shouldn't be too long left, a couple of minutes. Now as O'Keefe moves himself back across the field of play. Making more metres here for Wigan. That's been another area they've not only in defensive they've been allowed to move up quickly, but post-contact they've been allowed to make plenty of metres, work their way downfield. A lot better than Leeds have been allowed when they've had the ball. But granted, Leeds have had the ball in some very difficult areas. And not really many they can punish Wigan from. As now with Astley. Gruber kicks back towards the post. Shorrocks is chasing this too. And it's a try. Just to rub even more salt in the wound. Shorrocks was chasing. And it was Tyra that was there to ground the ball. Clever kick from Astley back across the posts. And a simple touchdown makes the score. Wigan Warriors 42. Leeds Rhinos 6 with a kick to come. Simple kick again for Sutton. Just bang in front of those posts.
team squad.
Be back to the drawing board to an extent for the Rhinos. It's a second tough defeat after a spirited performance against St Helens. As that kick goes well over between the uprights. The score: Wigan Warriors 44, Leeds Rhinos 6. Leeds back in that familiar position of being forced to restart the game from the centre. Sinfield has done this a couple of times now. He knows how to do it. And kicks away straight down the middle into the arms of O'Mila Hanley. Gives it off to Harvey Hill, who is not stopping for anyone, no matter what minute is on the clock. That young man's still going to cart the ball forward as quick as he can. And he's left Ethan Spear looking very groggy as he's got up from that challenge. He gets back in the line though. Gets the OK from the medical staff. It's Wood this time. Gets Wigan further forward. And that's a nice ball there from Aslett for Nsemba. Good tackle in the end from Field, who hasn't given up all game, has he? Ollie Field really led this side this evening in a tough evening at Stanley. Nice little chip over the top there for Aslett. Tries a little bit of the soccer skills to try and get a bit further ahead. Little scorpion kick, but Leeds did well to claim. As Turner inside the last minute now. Both teams just look to wind it down. Leeds start preparing for next week. Wigan celebrate this win on their trip back over the Pennines, and look ahead to their next game in 2 weeks' time. As Leeds can they finish on a flourish? Sinfield drops it for Edgell, but the halfback drops it. Sutton picks up, but we'll bring it back for the initial knock-on off a Wigan man. So Leeds will get the feed. And one final set will go in favour of the Rhinos here at Stanley on a tough evening for Chev Walker's side. Gattis driving towards halfway. Plays the ball. Aldridge onto Spear, looks to create something, gets it away to AJ Taus, who fends off two, gets a bit of space in front of him. But that is the final proceedings here at Stanley. Wigan Warriors claiming a win in this reserves match